say something. Okay, so now, everybody thinks constipation means not going to the bathroom. But it doesn't mean not going to the bathroom. Constipation means it's stuck. It's stuck. But guess what? Are you ready for this? You have to be stuck emotionally before you're stuck physically. No, I'm not, no. And then everybody in here thinks they have good bowel movements. You don't have good bowel movements unless you're taking the daily cleansing tea. End of story. There's no way in this world that you could have a good bowel movement. Okay, I know what I eat and I know how good I eat. And I know that if I take the daily cleansing tea, I rock my world. And when I don't, then I have, you know, it's not bad, but it's not like, you know, great. And understand the daily cleansing tea has no laxatives and no stimulants. Find another product. Oh, and then go try to duplicate it. Good luck. I've made it since I was 27. We made it with a herbalist, and everybody's been trying to copy it, and nobody's been able to copy it. Yes?
How about the pills?
They are not the daily cleansing tea. They are, I'm getting on a plane, I'm going to take 2, okay, because when I land, I just want to poo. Okay, that's it. Okay, and you know what? It's for the person who's really lazy. Okay? I'm telling you, it should become a ritual, this tea. If you did the tea, and you drank the tea morning and night, every day of your life, and you drank only what you needed for those 2 to 3 movements, okay? You just saved yourself 85 to 95% of all your physical pain and suffering. But you're not going to get it, because guess what? You've been all schooled. What's that? You think it's a laxative. Then you also think that you have normal bowel movements, because you don't know what it is. Not this week, but next week, they will be putting about 35 toilets in here, and we'll all be doing a dump together. Then you'll see who can poo and who can pee. It will be me.
Who's gonna be the judge?
Huh?
Who's gonna be the judge?
You're right.
It's gonna be a winner, right?
Well, let's put it this way. He with the biggest log wins. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
And it can't smell.
No.
Yeah.
It can't smell. Okay, all right. Let's talk about them.
Okay. Got kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Okay. So here's what happens. Okay.
Hold on.
You have
Just hold on. I have some
you get kidney stones because that is the closest area in the body to dump the calcium that was stolen from your bones. The kidney stones are to put out a fire. The calcium puts out a fire. When you're pulling that much calcium from your bones, you are in a terrible crisis. Okay, guess what? Ready for this? Oh, I just love this one. Every time I do this one, and then everybody gets up in a knot. Okay? All right? Might as well go live here, Sean, for the fun of it. Just put it on. No 1, 2, 3, buckle your shoe. Just put it on. So, here's the deal. Kidney stones, gallstones, are precancerous. Nobody ever told you that. But what do you think? What do you think? You're building stones in your kidneys, you're building stones in your gallbladder, you're building stones in your breasts, you're building stones in other parts of the body. It's precancerous. The body does not go to extreme lengths like that unless it's on fire. Inflammation. So inflame. There's your key. Guess what? They always give us clues. Inflame. Inflammation means that you are barbecuing your organs. You are barbecuing your tendons. You are barbecuing your ligaments. You are barbecuing the cartilage in your joints. And that's why when they say we have to do surgery because there's no cartilage left, it's bone on bone, they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Because the cartilage has been calcified, and then because it's now, it's not thinning, they said it's thinning, it's dehydrating. Soon as we put the life back into it by doing the right perfect day protocol and by doing the non-surgical. Sage, how many people have gone to surgery in the last year that when we worked on them and even they were booked? None. 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 The human body is the miracle. Okay? All right? And the system is the poison. When I come back on here after we do our contemplation, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be doing an hour to 2 hour talk. And that talk is, what's it called? What's the purpose of the psycho elite? They have a purpose. And why they're in charge. I'm not asking for a question that goes too deep. This goes way too deep. I'm going to show you the rabbit hole. I'm going to show you how it goes all the way into the bowel. Why the whole thing is coming together. I'm going to show you why there's a corner store on every corner. Why there's only drive-thrus. Nobody gets it. Human beings are not really awake. What is the main job for the psycho elite? I want everybody on Facebook and YouTube to think about this. We'll be back in about 2 hours. I want everybody here to think about that. And we're going to find out. I'm going to ask you before I start this. So do it in your meditation, prayer, contemplation, or your snooze, whatever you call it. And then guess what? Then I'm going to ask people what the answer is. Because guess what? If you have the answer to that, you've got the answer to the whole game. I don't know if I'm ready for myself or if the world's not ready for me either. You know, if you bring out something that is too far advanced, you're a charlatan, okay? All right, you're a fraud, and you're a troublemaker. All right? There was a guy named Jesus that was that too. There was a lot of different people that came here, and they were way before their time. But this is our time. We don't have any more time. We don't have any more time. So people go, oh my God, is he angry? No. Do I think that there's a fire going on? Well, it happens to be going on in everyone. It's called inflammation. And guess what? All the systems that were created to destroy us know how to create inflammation. All you got to do is create stress. And the majority of the population is going to die of an autoimmune disease. And that's that. But they don't die of the disease, they die of what? A cold or a flu. Everybody dies of a cold or a flu. They don't die of the disease. And that's why it's so convenient to do what they're doing right now. 47 years old, okay, so he's got...
Kidneys and gallbladder.
What?
So you just do the
Okay.
surgical?
No, so hold on. So kidneys is from the fear of not having enough. That's the kidney stones, the fear of not having enough.
So
Well, that's part of abandonment.
So fixing it is the
No, we'll get to that. And then the gallstones are what? Anger. All right? Lots of anger. And we'll get into that later. People are going to go, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, we'll prove it. It's all in your manuals. Okay? All right? But understand, all of these are a precancerous state. And the C in cancer stands for contamination, conflict, and corruption. You take away that, you've got ANSER. You've got your answer. And that's finding your power.
So if you're about to go through a gall or...
Can you give her the mic, please?
So if somebody's about to go into the hospital due to kidney stones
Okay,
or
I just wanna
gallbladder
say-
stone?
Well, no, hold on a second. I just want to say something. Earlier, Dana said, you're going to spill your coffee today. And guess what? She went and cursed herself.
No.
She just spilt her drink.
There's a little tiny drop
I
left
know,
in
but
there.
guess what? It wasn't me, it was you.
It will be you later. Okay.
That was an evil laugh. Okay, the evil elite have got in here. Okay, what's your question?
Okay, so somebody that's having a gallstone attack or a kidney stone attack, and they're about to go to the
one
hospital.
second. They're not having an attack.
Okay, that's fine, but they're
No,
about to go
that's
to the
not
hospital.
fine because you're teaching people the wrong
No,
thing.
I'm not going to teach them. I'm waiting for your answer.
I know, but you just opening your mouth, you're doing that.
I know, but so, do I just go right in for the, wolf
You're not going to
non-surgical?
go in there. Hold
or the
on a
plant-based?
second. But hold on.
Okay.
The body's never attacking you. Every pain that you feel is a healing. And the problem is that you are out of control because you've been given a manual that's dysfunctional. You've been taught to attack pain, inflammation, stiffness, all of it. So you don't attack it, you love it. You go, thank you for the warning, because it's only going to get worse. It never gets better. I mean, how many people do you know get better? They only get worse. Okay, so now, if you've got a gallstone, you got to change your diet. You can do a gallbladder flush if you want. I'm not really keen on them. And I wouldn't want to do it until what? You don't want to try to clean the kidneys or the gallbladder until you take the cork out of your butt and you got your colon moving really good.
Okay, so in the middle of something like they feel is an emergency, they want to go do an enema?
I would, yes.
Okay.
Because
well, that will take away some of the...
Well, it'll take away the inflammation and some of the infection, which takes the load off. But understand, when you've got pain in your kidneys, that's your kidneys contracting to try to push something out. Well, you've got pain in your liver, and your liver's trying to say, get out of here. If it doesn't squeeze, how's it going to get it out? Because it says, you know what it says? I'm not getting any help from you. I'm not getting any help from you.
So
I mean, every cell in your body is alive. Every cell in your body has a spine, a gallbladder, a liver, and a kidney. Every cell in your body is a mini you. Did you know that? And if you're not helping it, it's got to try to help itself, which means the only way to get rid of something is to contract. Okay, so it's got to go into spasm. Every spasm that you have is trying to heal you. When you try to stop the spasm, listen, but here's the problem. The contractions will start, and then the body gets out of control. That's called autoimmune disease, where the body's attacking itself. So now, let's put it this way. Okay, so somebody's been irritating me for like a couple of years. All I need to hear is his name, Fred, and I go into contraction, right? So what happens is the cells start contracting, and then all they do is contract. How are you going to calm them down? You got to do it with your mind, got to do it with the mag infusion, got to do it with breathing. I would be doing clapping over the kidneys and the gallbladder lightly, like loving. Okay, calm down. What would you do to a baby if a baby was screaming? It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
vibration.
First you'll go like this, and then you'll go, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And you're talking to your kidneys. You're talking to your gallbladder. You're talking to that part of your body. It's okay, okay. I apologize. I haven't given you enough attention. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Do that for 10 minutes. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring more blood into the area. And if you bring more blood into the area, remember something. When you've got inflammation, it doesn't mean you've got enough blood in there. It doesn't mean you haven't got enough. Oh yeah, but it's red in that area. Yeah, that's because it's infected. What happens when you move the block? Everything in your body is a block. Every pain, every stiffness, all the swelling, it's just blocks. They were emotional before they were physical.
So doctors basically say like your gallbladder is going to explode and you'll die.
So if you stay blocked enough on an emotional level, you'll be blocked on a physical level, and eventually it'll become a block, a cement block, a scar tissue block. It'll become rope and cement. And that's what's happening in people's knees and their hips and their spines, and they think they need to go and get adjusted every week. They think they need to get a rod, a stent. They think they need to get a screw, a plate. They think they need to get a new knee. Oh, I got a new knee. Oh, good for you. Yeah, so not good.
What if you're passing the kidney stone through the urethra? Is there anything that you can...
Well, first of all, what if you were to have went on the calcium, ionic calcium product? What if you would have taken the C60? What if you would have done those two things? What if you would have taken the daily cleansing tea and got the cork out of your butt? Okay, what if you would have done the ultimate coffee enema? What if you put the black diamond into your drinking water? Okay, and what if everything you did, and you started drinking lots of lemon, okay, you only did blender drinks, you only did fresh and raw, okay, but you took You took the C60, okay, which our C60, there's no better C60 in the world. And anybody out there that sells it, I'd love to have you on my show, okay? You got to put the gauntlet out, guys, because I'm telling you, 95% of all C60 is fraudulent in North America. After I did my first show with the gentleman who makes our C60, we saw 90% of all the C60s stop being sold on Amazon. Okay? There's a big company that is in big trouble right now, and they sell humic fulvic. We also sell the best humic fulvic in the world. Anybody want to come on and challenge me? I'll bring on our chemists, our scientists, and we'll prove it. We're the only ones that don't use chemicals in the world. We're the only ones that could put actually fulvic in your eyes. So understand something. Are we in the health business or are we in the business of health? That's right, we're in the business of health.
Okay, so stone going through the.
Oh, well, you got to soften it up.
So can you soften it up right away?
Yeah, you can. And well, if you do the cell sonic, that's one thing.
I don't have a cell sonic.
If you don't have a cell sonic, then you just got to get the person to get rid of the inflammation. So they might have to get rid of all their family.
Just let them pass it through the hole and.
Hold on a second, reduce the inflammation, and you reduce the what? Fight, flight, fright, and you reduce the contraction. I told you, really increase with the mag infusion to put the body into relaxation. But guess what? People don't know that you can't have smooth contraction unless you're getting ionic calcium proper, if you're always in spasm. So we get them on that as well. And understand, put them on a fast. Put them on the advanced water fast. And put them on an advanced water fast, and they'll pass it without knowing it. And if they're doing the ionic calcium, if they're doing the black diamond, because you do black diamond on an advanced water fast, and make sure it's structured water. Why? Because structured water has no surface tension, which means it can carry in nutrients 1,000% better than any other water, even Kangen and all these others. And Kangen's good water. It's electronically charged, but it's not structured, because only structured water comes from no electricity and no action. No action by mankind. Rain is structured. Fast-moving water coming down a mountain is structured. Or our structure unit will structure.
So getting their body in a relaxed state is going to calm everything down until they get.
Well, do you actually think that if you're not relaxed and you're in a contracted state, that you haven't contracted your urethra? It goes all the way down to your cells. Do you want to know something? Why don't you just, here's something for you. Okay, when you're stressed, your immune system shuts down instantly. I hope you get this. Your immune system shuts down instantly when you're stressed because there's a tiger. But now we just have fake tigers, paper tigers everywhere. So now, if that's true, what happens to a cell? The immune system shuts down on a cell. Do you know how it does it? It actually goes into your cells. 80 trillion cells go into contraction, but they don't just do that. If you're stressed for more than a few hours, your cell starts to build a thick coating on itself so that it doesn't get eaten away by the acid. And it's protecting itself against the tiger, the fake tiger. So now if the cell is getting a thick coating on here, that means it's getting constipated. So now your mitochondria that make the ATP aren't spinning 1,500 times a second, they're only spinning 500. Which means that you will go into an autoimmune disease state and even cancer if you stay there that long. Because every cancer is turned on with a frequency turned off by a frequency. So let's go back to it. I hope you know that you calcify the mitochondria. That's why they can't spin. So they spin like a ball, and they get this micro little calcium deposits on them scaling, and now your mitochondria can't spin. So how are you going to get it off? The only way to get it off is with cell sonic. Is with cell sonic, okay? And what else? Advanced water fasting, okay? And well, of course, but that's always part of it. The Merigen, the C60, and you can even do C60 on a water fast. No, you can't. Yes, you can. You hold it in your mouth until it feels like all you've got is a mouthful of water. Because C60, yeah, but it's coconut oil. Doesn't it turn the digestive tract on? No, it's MCT oil. But because the C60 molecule is in there, the C60 molecule brings up the vibration so high, it's already taken care of. Let me tell you something. I don't know when we're going to do it, but I'm going to try to do an advanced water fast and start it while you're here. And we're going to do a live and bring tons of people in so that you can learn from these people that are doing it around the world. I'm going to try to schedule that today. And then we're going to do an advanced water fast while you're here, and then you're going to see that that rocks the world. It creates more stem cells than anything else.
Even your urine?
What?
Even your urine?
You had to do that, didn't you? Okay, so Dana's talking about urine therapy, which is very powerful, but people aren't ready to hear that. Okay, we can talk about that when we're not on the air. Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Dana.
Yes.
Okay, so I will tell you a story though. When back when I was 31 and I had a clinic in Toronto on Bloor Street, okay, I had a gentleman come in to see me, and he was very, very staunch, born-again Christian. They were from Africa, and I'm not telling you this because of any reason. It's just you'll get it all in a second. I have to tell you that to get that, okay? And anyways, he comes in, he goes, we have absolutely no money, and him and his son, 95% of their body was psoriasis, eczema, because eczema is the baby brother of psoriasis. They're the same illness. You know, they always want to confuse us. Yeah, there's no such thing as a disease, but a disease name tells you where we need to go work, but I don't believe in diseases. They're just symptoms. So understand, you're trying to tell me cancer is a symptom? Yeah, a symptom of going to the wrong people for 20 years and them poisoning the crap out of you. Thank you very much, and I can prove that. Now, what are we going to do? Well, I go, well, okay, there's only one thing you can do. I want you to go buy a clay pot, okay? And I want you to collect your urine and your son's urine. He'll collect his, you'll collect yours, put it in there. You're going to need it. Okay, everybody, don't freak out on there in Facebook land or YouTube, okay? So I said, and I stopped talking about urine. You know why? Because I got too big. And then I'd be a cult, and then, you know, people just want to find, it's the funniest thing. They want to find the evil in goodness, and they want to try to find goodness in evil because they're programmed to believe just the weirdest stuff. So everybody's upside down and backwards. So anyways, I said, so collect your urine. So what I want you to do is I want your son to drink 1 ounce of his urine to start, midstream, because you can't drink the beginning because of the floaters, and you can't drink the end because of anything at the bottom. But you got to understand that urine is, I don't have the exact calculation because I haven't been doing it for a long time, but I think it's like about 88% of the solids in there are all trace minerals that you couldn't buy from anybody. About 12% of that is toxins, but they're the toxins the diseases that you have. So when you drink your urine, it sets up a homeopathic response to heal the body. And just understand, this is real, but people can't handle this. And really, Dana? Really? Seriously? And then if I said I wasn't going to talk about the urine later, everybody would think that I'm going to really pull something. Thanks for that. You've ruined everything. Okay, now, so anyway, so I said, okay, collect the urine in a clay pot and make sure that the urine is 2 to 3 days old. 2 days you can use it, 3 days it gets pretty ripe. And then what I want you to do is sit outside or sit somewhere because it really stinks. Okay, and then you want to put the urine on your body. Everybody's getting grossed out right now. Thank you, Dana. So anyways, and then just do the shot glass of the urine, you and your son. All right. They had a complete healing within weeks.
Yeah.
So then they went in and told the church that they were healed. And they went in and told the church that they were healed through urine therapy. The actual pastor in there called child services and he lost his son. Yeah. So the son is gone now for like almost 6 months. So I got to go to court. Now I got to go to court. Now do you know why I don't talk about urine anymore, Dana? So then we go to court, and thank God it was a woman judge. So I brought in all the books I had. I had all the ancient books on urine. Okay? Talked about Gandhi, how Gandhi will do the urine therapy, and he never did a water fast, he did a urine fast. No, he didn't tell people that. Okay, but that's what he would do. That's why it's such beautiful skin. Right? Okay, you're in or you're out. Okay? All right. I used to tell people, no, I'm not done my story. So I used to tell people, that's why God did this. I'm just kidding. But when I was really into it, I would do that and they'd go, yeah, you're probably right. You know, it's amazing what you'll do for a sales pitch, but you weren't making any money off of it, so, you know, I just went with it. Well, it's like everything else. I make up everything, right? And then if it sounds okay, I run with it, and then I try to get you guys to pay me for it. Okay, so anyways, so I went in there and we did that. So then we got called back 2 weeks later, and this is I get choked up every time. God. Give me a second. God. One sec. Anyway, she just said, it's normal, it's natural. And if it's good enough for Gandhi, it's good enough for me. Click, dum, bum. Yeah. So understand something. What's the real lesson? Even the people closest to you will turn on you. Even the people closest to you will turn on you. And unless you could meet someone that you never met before in your life and they vibrate at your level. So who's your family? Your family are those people that honor and respect what you believe in. And when you go to break away from the family, you're going to try to break away from the herd, they will get hurt because they will believe that they're not good enough for you. So the reality is I can't talk, I can't share what I'd like to share because the general populace and the majority are not willing to listen. Between this urine thing and what I'm going to do today will be enough that most people will just be they'll have trouble processing. So the problem is that if you allow information that people are not enlightened enough for, or opened enough for, or loving enough to be loving, they will attack you. What's that saying, John? Do not throw pearls before swine. That's right.
But this is our class.
Okay, Pearl. All right.
And then
47 years old.
Yep. Now he's got arthritis starting in the
There's no
fingers as
such
well.
thing in where?
Fingers, thumb.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as arthritis. It just means inflammation in the joint. And it just means that he's been pooping in his pelvis long enough, okay, that you got to understand something. How many people have candida? Everybody. You can't eat food without having antibiotics in it if it's an animal product, unless it's organic and free range. You cannot eat animal products unless they have antibiotics in them, and they sneak antibiotics in our liquids and our drinks now, and they don't tell you. Okay? Antibiotics are to go in and turn on the death vibe, the death microbe. That means that the yeast that's in your large intestine turns into candida fungus. They are drill bit predators. They will drill holes through your large intestine. This is done intentionally, okay, because you never should take antibiotics unless it's a life-threatening situation or you put yourself into one, okay? And also antibiotics only work on bacterial situations. They don't work on viral, so you might want to check the intelligence of your doctor. Next thing, I will never take an antibiotic myself. I didn't tell you not to. But if you're not in a life-threatening situation, why are you taking something that causes it? Because you haven't got a brain. Your brain is 90% conscious mind, which is filled with dysfunctional beliefs that are hurting you and your family. And you do have a brain, but do you own the brain? So please don't take anything personal out there. I can't handle it today. And it's a good thing I won't be looking at the Facebook postings. I don't have time. Okay? Okay, where were we? So anyways, there's no such thing as arthritis. It means inflammation in a joint, big deal. But would a doctor say that? Oh, you've got inflammation in the joint. What would you say? Well, how do I get rid of the inflammation? Well, you'd have to get rid of the infection. How do I get rid of the infection? Stop pooping in your pelvis. Start making sure that you're doing really great bowel movements, and why don't you look at a food and go, oh, will this bring up my vibration? Will this cleanse me? Will this nourish me? Instead of just having some glicky, sticky, gooey piece of something called new and improved. So, you know, that's what happens. So the reality is it's just been long enough and strong enough for the inflammation to reach the end of his fingers. It's not like it's any really big science here. Oh, we can't figure it out. All the greatest minds have come together. And you know, now you've got these big knots on your fingers and they're all contorted, and you're going to the arthritis specialist and he's going, oh, I'm kind of puzzled. We're going to have to up the drug though. This one here, it'll either kill you or cure you. And that's welcome to your world. But then guess what? No, I didn't say they deserved it, but on some level, we deserve what we get. We deserve what we get. The doctors talk to you in Greek. Why don't they talk in English? Why don't they spell it out? Because then you could take massive personal action and heal yourself and put them out of a job. I want everybody here to put me out of a job. You'll never put me out of a job because the world will always be contaminated, conflicted. It will always be that way because we only act the way we were programmed to do it. Anyways, and arthritis here. So we're always going to have to go to the large intestine. We got to go to the liver. If we can get the guy to do the colon cleansing, if we can get him to do the ultimate coffee enema, and if we could stop him from what? What's he eating and drinking?
Sugar and overeating.
That's it. Overeating, why is he overeating?
Shut
To
up.
suppress his emotions. Where you might be taking a medication or alcohol, or you might be doing marijuana every day, okay? That's all suppression of your emotions, okay? I need to loosen up, really. No, I need to get more toxic. That's what we're doing. Well, why can't we just loosen up? Why can't we just know that we approve of ourselves and we don't give a damn about what anybody else thinks about us? We're just gonna have some fun. We're not going to plan to go out and have fun next Friday. We're going to do it all the time. We're going to have fun with ourselves. We're going to love ourselves. I could give a shit what people think about me, and I have to. Because if I were to care what the majority thought about me, okay, you wouldn't want to sit here. And you wouldn't be learning. The majority is killing themselves right now. And they don't know how to stop it. You're looking at me like I'm either whacked or what, but I don't really care. And if he's looking at me like I'm whacked, it's because he's one of the people that are killing himself because he can't see how crazy this world is.
I can see.
Yeah. No, I know. I was just, you know, devil's advocate. Okay. Go ahead.
And then ringing in ears, poor eyesight, had laser surgery.
Okay, first of all, laser surgery, you wouldn't have had to have that if you weren't burning your brain. You have to understand something. Before you have a disease anywhere else in the body, you've already fried your brain. Okay, so imagination, right, creates a thought. Thought creates a frequency. Well, first an emotion, and then if that emotion is negative, then it creates negative chemicals. If it's positive, it creates positive chemicals. So that's why the psycho-elite, the media, the government, and the corporations know how to trigger the negative chemicals in you so that you go and you fry your tendons, ligaments, and organs and tissues and joints like it's on a barbecue 24/7, and then you wonder why you're stiff. Welcome to beef jerky land. So now, what are we going to do? Well, the guy, how are you going to help someone that doesn't realize that their personality is creating their reality? How are you going to help them? Well, we're going to go in there and we're going to do the physical thing and say, hey, if you do these physical things, okay, you know what he'll have? He'll have a good life. He'll never have a great one. Because you've got to get rid of the belief, okay, that created all the physical problems, because psychological creates the biological, right down to the mitochondria. Go.
The only other note is shoulder popping out of joint, problems with jaw.
Well, you got to understand something. People say that, you know what, my shoulder keeps popping out because the tendons are getting loose. No, they're dehydrating. They're getting shorter. Okay, and it's so tight that they're coming off to the side. Let me tell you something. The shoulder thing, when it'll pop out is when he's stressed or drinking alcohol. That's when it pops out. Now, and it's inflammation again, isn't it? Stress and alcohol. Alcohol creates stress instantly in the body. Too much sugar. It's high octane. Unless it's what? Mescal. Mescal, it functions differently in the body. Like Mascal is therapeutic. Not that we're going to have a Mascal party, but you know, you can use Mascal to do a parasite cleanse. It's one of the best ones you'll ever do. And also, you know, doing a shot of Mascal might just calm you down a little bit. Okay, where were we?
That's about it.
Okay, so now what she's got to do is go in there and try to get him to be more in the present moment and try to make correct decisions. When you talk to somebody and you do a consult, you're not going to talk about what they can't eat because you'd be there all day. Because only 1% of 1% of the food that people can eat is healthy. All the rest is unhealthy food, and it was made that way on a reason. So now what happens is this guy here looks at his life as and the way he eats as a buffet. I only eat about 8 different foods. I hardly eat. Last night, by the time I ate, it was, which is usually isn't that late, but I ate around 8:30, I think. I don't even know what time. I never know what time it is anymore here, you know? But it was, I think it was around 8:30. It was the first time I ate all day. When you become enlightened, you become energetic. Just know something. When you don't have energy, it's because you are not enlightened. And I'm not talking enlightened, you know, that kind of thing. I'm trying to say lighten your load on a physical and emotional level. And that's why I said I don't give a shh. And I can't. Because if I were to care about every person, okay, that is having a tantrum that doesn't know it, I would be exhausted. But I care to the point that I'm going to give a person the answer, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to give them the answer again. You get it one time, work with it. If you don't want to work with it, but they don't usually. They just walk away. Okay, that's not what I wanted to hear. So you're all programmed for the silver bullet therapy. You're all programmed for silver bullet therapy. Go ahead. So what you really need to do is just tell this gentleman that at the office, create a health system. Make sure he has digestive enzymes, okay, and baking soda in his car. Because this guy gets heartburn, and if he doesn't, he's getting it and he can't even feel it anymore, okay? So he needs digestive enzymes. Tell him to go buy some HCl, hydrochloric acid. Whenever he eats any concentrated protein, whether it's vegetable or animal, have him do at least 3 hydrochloric acid capsules with the animal, 2 with the vegetable. We don't sell that, so it's not on our line. I don't do that. You can buy it for $7, $8, okay? The digestive enzymes, to get him to get the digest complete. And when you go over the diet and you say this is how you need to eat, and when you don't eat like that and you're doing a protein, I want 2 to 3 HCl, and then I want 8 to 10 digestive enzymes. You know how they tell you to take 2 on the bottle? What a waste of money. So why don't you just eat whole plant-based and never need enzymes, but when you want to go out, right, Raph? When we go out for a meal, we have a jar of enzymes. And before I start the meal, if there's protein, I do 2 to 3, depending on how tired I am, hydrochloric acid, HCl. And then I take, in the meal, about 10 minutes in, I take 8 to 10 digestive enzymes. And if after the meal, I am not completely, I'm satisfied, but if I feel any little bit of bloating or gas, okay, I do 10 more digestive enzymes. Like, yeah, I just ate a crappy meal. I'm gonna rock the day. Then I'm gonna go home and do 8 ounces of daily cleansing tea, and then I'll see the whole toxic menu in the toilet and go, yeah, and I'd start my day. I've lightened the load. That's how we need to do it. You want to go out and play around with stuff that's going to turn on you, then don't let it stay. Enjoy that 4 inches of pleasure, or you're going to have 30 feet of hell. Guess what? There's people I'm looking at right now are so used to being bloated all the time that it's just normal. I'm just waiting for him to give birth. And the birth would be realizing that you're not eating right. You're not food combining properly. Okay? And guess what? Mr. Anxiety, guess what? He doesn't chew his chunks. Okay? And why? Because the paper tiger is chasing him all the time. You know what? If you were to say to him, even when you ate bad, if you would have drank your solids, what does that mean? Well, if you would have chewed your food until it went down as a liquid, you wouldn't be experiencing heart disease and cancer and all this stuff. But you can't keep going and eating bad food, because all food and all drink leaves the body. The only thing that stays behind is the frequency. So if you're eating a donut, you're only getting the whole. And then if you do antibiotics, they're the worst ones. They're the worst ones. I don't care what anybody says. My grandmother got saved because she did antibiotics. And how about the other tens of thousands of grandmothers that died because of them? Now, so the antibiotics turn on the death microbe. They like drill bit predators, and that's what's called systemic candida. Okay? Anybody that's got toe fungus already has cancer. And people aren't going to like that. Watch the cheap shots I get. And you know what? Doctors won't even, okay, when I'm in a hotel, we'll turn on, because I don't have TV, we'll turn it on, we'll watch commercials. We'll watch something and then watch the commercials. Does anybody notice something? The toe fungus commercials have gone through the roof. Everybody's full of cancer already. Everybody's full of fungus because you ate their new and improved foods. You're taking antibiotics in your drinking water, unless you structured it. Yeah, it's even in your bottled water. Remember something, you can filter the antibiotics out, but the frequency's still in there unless you structure the water. That was a gift from that which created the universe. You structure all your water. Oh, I got pH 8.5 or 12 or whatever. Okay, my water's been ozonated. No, structure water. It's the first and foremost. You want to do something else to it, go ahead and do with it what you want. But that's the key. So understand, once you have this fungal problem in your body, you can get rid of it. But remember, everything boils down to energy medicine and frequency. Okay? How long will it take for somebody to eat a good diet and get well? Some people don't have that time. That's why we use Cellsonic. Okay? That's why we use the highest, most intense thermography in the world, so we can tell where a person's going to be in 10 years even, if they don't change things. Listen, we have the technology today to turn around any illness. And if a person gets told and they come to you that they only have 2 weeks to live, it's the truth. Because it's the truth as much as that practitioner knows it, and that practitioner is crippled. But they believe it. They believe in what they're saying because they want to help people. But remember something, you can't give what you don't have. And if you don't have unlimited thinking and understand something about energy medicine, I mean, doctors only look at the physical body. When you go to become a doctor, they study corpses. They don't study human beings live. Okay? Because basically they want them to understand they're going to be working with a lot of dead people. Anybody see any zombies lately? There's zombies everywhere. Everybody has numbed themselves down with the food, the drink, and they can't handle the chaos anymore, so they don't even want to think anymore. They've checked out. The whole thing was rigged. The whole system. The system's not broken. It's not broken at all. It's perfect. Because it was supposed to be like that. Oh, we got to fix the system. No. You're not going to get rid of this. I'm going to do a talk later, and I'm going to show you that the world is not going to be enlightened. Only the minority is going to become enlightened and realize that they have to take massive personal action, become their own practitioner to find their God authentic self. Thanks for joining us. G'day, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe. Do you know why you or your friends or your family are struggling with their health? Well, because They've never been given a strategy. And every time they go to see a health practitioner, whether it's medical or natural, all they're doing is getting Band-Aids. What if we were able to create a strategy that you could create the perfect day from the minute you woke up until you went to bed, and then we continue to guide and support you along your journey as you grow, your program grows? And what if you only paid one price, and you had unlimited support and guidance for the rest of your life? That's called the Perfect Day Consultation. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life, and that's my guarantee to you.